Hey guys, we are back for week number 3, session number 1. So 2 weeks to go, halfway through. Feeling good, Liz? She's feeling alright. A bit tired today, 9:30 on a Tuesday night. Smashing it out after work, but that's alright. So what we're doing today is progressively overloading. So the first 2 weeks were exactly the same, identical sessions, so that Eliza got used to the load and adapted gradually. Now, in theory, she should be nice and adapt to that load. So in order to get an increased response and to adapt further to the training stress, we need to increase that training stress. So the way that we do that, the scientific term is we want to increase the load being the volume, so the duration of exercise, the intensity, so you can do that by heart rate or rating of perceived exertion, or the frequency. We want to increase those 3 variables, either individually or a number of them, to increase the overall load by 2 to 10%. 10% that's a pretty large increase. You're looking at more, maybe you're swimming and you're cycling for that, because that's not so impactful on the body and the joints. For runners, you wouldn't want to do a lot more than 2%, because high impact running is not necessarily very good for the joints. So what we're doing, last week we did 5 minutes at 8Ks. We did, after that we did a pyramid, so it was 2 minutes, 2.5, 3, and then back down again. So what we're doing is we're increasing the speeds by 0.2 of a kilometre, which isn't actually an increased intensity, because in theory Eliza should be now fitter. So her running at 8.5 now should in theory be the same intensity as 8 kilometres 2 weeks ago. So we will compare the heart rate after and make sure that is the case, but I would expect that Eliza's heart rate will be the same today as it was 2 weeks ago, but she'll be actually going a little bit quicker because she's a little bit fitter, so the intensity will actually remain the same. But what we are going to change and what we are going to increase is the volume. So we're going to do an extra interval. We're going to put in a 3.5 minute interval in there. So that's going to increase that load by, that'll be about 8% load increase, which is on the high end, but it is only a 30-minute session, so it won't be too bad. So let's see how she goes.
Alrighty, let's have a look. So again, I'm just going to compare today's data to last week's data of a similar session. So on the left here we've got today's. On the right is last Monday's, so it's actually 8 days apart. Same warm-up, so exactly the same structure, just with an extra interval and slightly higher pace. So today we did 5 minutes at 8.5 instead of 5 minutes at 8 k's an hour. So heart rate here for today, high 130s, low 140s today. Last week it was mid to high 130s, getting into the 140 there, so probably 1 to 2 beats average high today. As you'd expect, it is, a half a kilometre quicker, so that's good. Same recovery time, getting down to, 87 beats. Last week, getting down to 92 beats, so again, we're recovering 5 beats lower, which is really good for the same time. 2 minutes on at 11.7, so that's again, all these intervals here are a 0.2 of a kilometre increase, so we've gone up by 0.2 each time throughout these compared to last week. So we get up to 172 beats today. Last week was the same, 172, so identical there, but again 0.2 quicker, so that's good. Next interval we're up around 176. Last week 177, so again we're 1 beat lower but at a quicker pace. Then we're into the 3 minutes, looking at 179, whereas last week we sort of hit a steady state at about 176. So for the longer stuff, Eliza's starting to feel it a bit more because she is above threshold. You would expect her heart rate to be pretty high. We're then in another session here, which this is our extra session. So I can't really compare that to last week. We know the heart rate got to 182, so she's really starting to stretch now. And then we come back down again, 182 again, and then 182 again for the last one. So those last 3, she really did start to push right into that red zone there. Whereas last week, she got to 177, and then she finished off about 181. Again, because she was quite exerted and quite fatigued there. In terms of recovery times, 111, 103, 101. We got 118, 111, 109. So probably a little bit higher heart rate in the resting on the second half of the sets today, which again is can be contributed to the increased pace and also that extra interval here. That's really going to start to stress your body out. So as a quick recap, we've increased the load specifically by the volume, by increasing this extra, putting this extra repetition in here. Probably a slight increase in intensity. As I said, 0.2 in theory, you know, if we're fitter, that's going to be the same relative intensity there. But I'd say just a fraction higher on the intensity as well, just given the heart rate values, but not too much. So again, positive signs, definitely moving in the right direction. And so we'll get through this week, one more week to go, and then we're back into our testing, and I think we'll see some good results. So our next session will be tomorrow or Thursday. See you soon.